Hey, what's up? It's me, Awesome
And
Alley.
I'm Raisa, and welcome back to 90 Days to Becoming an
Woo!
Awesome Person. We have made it! Woo!
Yes.
It is day 30. Yes, yes, yes. Day 30 in the 90 Days to Becoming an Awesome Person. For the past 30 days, Allie and I have been waking up at 8 a.m. every morning to come and deliver you some quotes and tips for the today. So let's not waste any more time. Allie, what is day 30's quote of the day?
Thank you, Ray. So, well, actually, before we get to day 30, please remember to like, comment, and share. Join our conversation. And don't forget to grab your own free 30-day journal PDF. You can join us for the next 30 days until we get to day 60 now. So, today's quote of the day is by Ray Dalio from the book Principles, Life and Work. This is actually a life and work principle. So he said, if you are not failing, you are not pushing your limits. And if you are not pushing your limits, you are not maximizing your potential. So I'm going to say that again. If you are not failing, you are not pushing your limits. And if you are not pushing your limits, you are not maximizing your potential. Ray Dalio, Principles, Life and Work. Yep, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, she didn't even ask me today. So automatic. That's what happens when you're at day 30.
Day 30. All right, Ray. So what is your thoughts, comments, perspective on this quote?
Okay, thank you so much, Al. So I really, really like this quote because, wow, it just hits you where it's. I think right now there's just been a lot of pressure to just do things a lot, and you might be failing constantly or not. But if you are, I think this quote is just the perfect example of you maximizing your potential. And I could definitely relate to the times that I failed and then look back and said, oh my God, I regret this. I want to go back and do this. Well, that's exactly what failure helps you do. It sets you up for the next thing that you either need to do or want to do, because you not only gain the experience, but you also gain the emotions of, feeling somewhat of that failure. And I'm not saying all of it, but it does help to have that kind of emotional, I would say, like, connection to that kind of failure or emotional event, because as humans we don't like failure, we don't like rejection. In a way, it still hurts us, it's still some sort of pain, but that's what these motivational speakers tell you, that pain is and change is inevitable, and pain will make you stronger. So each time this failure or you're hit up with rejection, it triggers this emotional response for you, for when the next thing comes up. Well, now you're ready, now you know how to handle that emotional response, or you'll do anything to get away from that emotional response. And that's why failure brings you to the maximum potential, because you are literally forcing yourself to avoid a past situation so you get better, and you now know how to handle the one presented in front of you.
I like that. I like that a lot, Race. Great perspective and interpretation. So I like this quote also because of what it says. So if you're not failing, you're not pushing your limits. So failing allows the universe, the world, to see who's actually dedicated to getting what they want, right? As Winston Churchill said, success is going from failure to failure with no lack of enthusiasm, right? So if you can constantly be failing, right? It takes 99 failures and just one success for you to be the top leader or the top guru in your industry, or the top influencer person, or the big company now, right? It just takes one success to blow up, but you all have all those 99 failures behind that. And it's taking the lessons from each of it. Nothing's ever really a failure when you're taking a lesson from it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be an obstacle, it could have been a challenge, it could have been a bump in the road, but it's not a failure until you allow it to be a failure. At the moment you stop working towards something, is that when it becomes a failure. Like, I remember sometimes I want to give up on stuff, right? Or just kind of quit on stuff because I was lacking some sort of desire to kind of do it anymore, right? So that would have been considered a failure to me. But there was some point in my mind where I'm like, Allie, you've already made it this far. You're already this far in. you have this much left, and then your rewards will start start coming in, right? So that's why I stick with it. And then guess what happens? The rewards end up coming in, and I end up finding something to do for that again, right? And then the other part is that if you're not pushing your limits, you're not maximizing your potential. Maximizing your potential. You are here to maximize your potential of helping out your neighbors, helping out. No, when I mean neighbors, it doesn't necessarily mean your literal neighbors. You can, but it can.
Figuratively.
Figuratively, yeah. It means you're here to create projects that will make an impact on the world. You're here to use up as much as you possibly can, so when you leave the world, you have a legacy. You've made an impact. You've touched some souls, right? You've helped people. It doesn't. You don't have to make a huge impact of, ending world hunger. It can necessarily be you start a small, homeless shelter, or you help out the homeless on your weekends and stuff. Making small impacts like that matter and maximizes your potential. Another thing I really like about this, if you're not failing, you're not pushing your limit, right? And if you're not pushing your limits, you're not maximizing your potential. Now, there's the comfort zone, right? There's your left hemisphere and then your right hemisphere, right? And the right is more the creative, left is more logical, right? And now people tend to be more predominantly dominant in either left or right. So one logical, one more artistic, more creative side of things. So people also tend to stick inside the comfort zone of their logical hemisphere or their creative hemisphere, right? So when they stick inside that, they only look at things and perceive things for that. So when you finally step outside of that logical side and you go into, let's say, you finally start picking up a paintbrush. I know when this happened to me, I was like, wait, am I doing this right? Is this how it's supposed to be done? Is the line supposed to be at this thing? So you think of it very logically, right? And if you're a creative person trying to step into more logical shoes, you might, wow, there's too many steps here, there's too many things, and it makes you a little stressed out a bit, but then and you fail and you get up, and then when you finally get there, you're like, wow, I love it so much. And the reason is because you had to grow. You had to step out your comfort zone for a second, grow your circle of comfort, and then also take away a lesson. And because you went through that failure, you enjoy it that much more because of the blood, the sweat, and the tears that you had to put into it to achieve what you want to do. That is our quote for today. And if you've just hopped on, the quote is, if you are not failing, you are not pushing your limits. And if you're not pushing your limits, you are not maximizing your potential. Ray Dalio, Principles, Life and Work. All right, Rita, tip for today.
Okay, so the tip for today is none other than just the sweet, simple reminder that you get all the time, which is, remember, you are awesome and you can make the world a better place. And let's just kind of bathe in that for a moment, of just saying, like, of how we kind of came up to that actual tagline of just saying that you are awesome and you can make the world a better place. Speaking of not significant, but speaking of failure and how we talk about coming out of the growth zone, sometimes I feel as if even though we've written both of our books so many years ago, you kind of forget the impact that it has given you, because, we haven't released like another official book yet, but we had an event, we created our company, we were on TV, we're on podcasts, and it gave us all of these really, really great things. And no sign of, there were definitely times where we felt the failure or the anticipation of failure, right? Especially when you're building your business, you're going to have a shaky mindset, in a sense that, yes, you do know what you need to do. You do know that, okay, this is the law of attraction and this is the manifestation and this is what I need to do. But at the same time, because you're still growing and you're experimenting, it's okay. Like, sometimes your mind, like Ali said, will go into that logical, rational state, but you just have to infer what it is, what are the components that will make it better or that will help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. right? And I think that is why we always say, remember, you're awesome and you can make the world a better place, because these are the two principles that a lot of people go off of. The fact that they have an awesome mindset and they're an awesome person. And because of that, kind of initiative and action, you can take those steps to making the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And collectively, that is what makes us this big family, right? This is what makes APSO.
Mm-hmm.
That in all our serious and in our fun and in our failure and at our age, we are in turn doing our best to make the world a better place.
Yes, and the thing I like about our tagline also, remember, you are awesome. There's no age, there's no gender, race, sexuality to that. It's just that every person walking on this earth is awesome. Every person on this, no matter your past, no matter what you've done, and no matter where you're going, right? You still have the ability to change, right? You are an awesome person who may have made wrong decisions. You're an awesome person who has the ability to make a change in this world. Remember, you are awesome and you can make this world a better place. This world, all of us, society's world, you can make it improvement. You can make a generational impact. Just you got to figure out how to do that, because you're an awesome person who can do that. Or
exactly. What's your
do.
contribution gonna be?
Exactly. So think about that. Think about how you want to help out, whether that's in your community, whether that's in your city, how you can help out the world in this week. Anything else?
No, this was presented by APSO.
Awesome people.
Shaping our world.
Remember, you are awesome.
And you can make the world a better place. Bye.